What is up, YouTube? Nuisance Car here. It's been a little bit over a year since I started this YouTube channel, and this good old E46 has come a long way. So I figured now would be a perfect time to do an overview of some of the things that I've done to this car so far. So let's go ahead, let's dive right into it. First thing I want to start off with, I want to go over my suspension. That is the second most important thing in my opinion. Let's see what this baby's got. All right, so to start things off, this guy has got fuel suspension coilovers. These fuel suspension coilovers are the drift specific ones. They come with a 9K spring in the front and a 4K spring in the rear. 4K spring in the rear? Yes, a 4K spring in the rear. It feels good actually. I was really skeptical at first, but it feels pretty good. This isn't a review, so I'm not gonna get too far into it. They are Swiss springs though, so keep that in mind. It is also a good old. It is a true coilover conversion in the rear. I'll show you that in a bit. So on top of that, this guy, oh come on, focus please. This guy has an SLR Speed Super Angle Kit. So it is a Super Angle Kit, not the Ultra Angle Kit. The Super Angle Kit is a less aggressive one. I forgot how much this widens the car. I think that's like an inch. I forgot. I have a video on it. You guys can see it. I keep forgetting which side it's on, but you guys will see it at the top of your screen. I have a video that goes in depth with my SLR Speed Super Angle Kit. I'm also running some motorsport hardware studs. You probably can't see it, but it's in there. They are the 90 millimeter. They're the longest studs that you could get from motorsport hardware. I'm also running, I don't know if you can see anything in here. Probably not, because my car's too damn low and I can't fit my camera in here. As you can see, somewhere in there is some Rogue Engineering rear lower control arms. I'm also running a full AKG setup in the rear. That includes solid rear subframe mounts, some 75D differential mounts, as well as some AKG subframe reinforcement plates. Those are a couple of the first things that I got on this car. You're also not going to be able to see this one, but let's see if you can. Yeah, you can see it. I also have some Synchro Design Works rear trailing arm bushings. Those are the spherical ones, no bushing BS. They are actual sphericals. So it's a solid ball. Keep that in mind. Those are really nice, by the way. I also did a dual caliper setup. I converted to 330 brakes in the rear. So that includes the rotors, calipers, pads, etc., etc. And I'm using an E39 caliper for the dual caliper. Dual calipers by Drift HQ. If you don't know, I have a video on that as well. I'll link it up top on your top right, I guess. Now for alignment, I run roughly about 4.5 degrees of camber in the front and 0 degrees camber in the rear. In the front, I run about a 1/16 inch toe out, I believe, and in the rear is going to be 0 toe. Caster, I have no idea what my caster is at. But my Ackerman, thanks to the SLR kit, is at the minimum, I believe. As far as tire pressure, I run about 32 PSI in the front, and lately I've been doing 28 to 30 PSI in the rear, which is extremely low for a car with this little horsepower. But I was able to do it before. I might have to bump it up the next couple drift events, just because it's been a little bit hard spinning these rear tires. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the interior. Don't mind the door handle not wrapped. And this piece of shit hanging, whatever. So first things first, I do have a 8-point FD legal roll cage in case I do want to compete. That includes the anti-intrusion bars. What I also like, and let me show you this, my favorite part about this cage is I got some nice shock tower reinforcements. Those are really nice. That's what allows me to run true coilovers in the rear. Cage was done by GS Works. Really cool guy. He does it more for a side business, I guess, but he was able to do the cage for me. So for the driver and the passenger, I'm running a Recaro Profi SPG. This is the normal size one, not the extra large or anything like that. What else we got? I'm running some G-Force racing harnesses. These are actually 5 points, but I run them as a 4-point, so I don't have the little crotch strap that goes through here, because that's annoying. I'd rather just do a 4-point for now. 5-point when I go to competition, but whatever. I also have a Keys Racing. It's upside down, but Keys Racing deep corn steering wheel. This one is a 350mm. That is sitting on an NRG. Oh, it's not focused. That is sitting on an NRG short hub. I did have a quick release before, but I took that out because I like the steering position of this better. It's pushed more towards the front versus when I had the quick release, it was really all up against me. Rails for the driver's side are actually custom. I did those myself. You could see those in this video on the top right. And then I'm using some generic eBay brackets. Those are the same ones that Buddy Club uses. And for the passenger side, I'm actually doing something that's a little bit interesting. I don't really recommend it, but if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Don't mind the rust in the cage. I need to take care of that. There's also some rust back here. These are actually some universal Sparco side mounts. And what I did was I modified them a little bit to where, see if I could zoom in. I modified them to where I kind of slotted that hole right in the front, turned this side mount around so it's actually mounted inside out, and then this is the same on both sides, and I kind of just did what I could to get these mounted. So kind of a nice way to save money, but everybody who sits passenger complains that they sit way too low, but whatever. A ride along is a ride along, so I don't care. You guys can complain all you want. eBay Hydro, nothing too crazy. So eBay Hydro, obviously with the Willwood GS Compact master cylinder. That way I could convert this Hydro, which was originally inline, to dual caliper. And then I'm running a, what is it, Chase Bays? Yeah, Chase Bays Hydro line. Again, I have a video on that if you want to take a look at it. But yeah, for the most part, interior is pretty much stock. Oh, I have these carbon fiber wrapped interior pieces from the previous owner. And I believe this is a short shifter, but I'm not too sure. Oh well. I think that's pretty much it. Obviously gutted interior for the back. And then for the front, I have a majority of the interior, including the front carpet, at least the front half, and the door cards. Pretty sick. Alright, let's move on to the motor, drivetrain, and all that stuff. And it's stock. Literally stock. Nothing special here. Bone stock motor. It's an M54B25, so it's a 2.5 liter BMW inline. By the way, guys, for those of you who came in this channel late, this is a 325. It's not an M3. It's a 325 CI. But pretty much bone stock. The only thing I've done motor-wise is literally I cut the axle back. That's it. Literally all I have done in the car for the motor. It's a stock M54B25, like I said. It also has a stock Getrag transmission. One thing I do want to mention, I am running a 3.46 differential in the rear. That is from a pretty much any auto E46. Definitely a really good mod. I recommend it for those of you who are complaining about stock power. It's a really cheap $60 mod that makes your car a little bit more free, a little bit more torquey. I'm also running, you can't see it, but I'm running some GKN axles for both sides actually. Onto the exterior. So to start things off, the front wheels are some ESR SR04s. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 22, and I have them wrapped in some 225/35 Federal 595 SS's. I'm also running a 10mm spacer in the front. In the rear, I normally run the same wheel, the same ESR SR04, same offset, same width, same yada yada yada. But these are my drift spares. They're BMW Style 37 M parallels. These things are getting expensive by the day. These are pretty much the same specs, except they're plus 25, so 3mm more sunk. And I'm also running a 15mm spacer in the rear. Both spacers are from Motorsport Hardware, by the way. Really fantastic spacers. I really like them. So if you couldn't tell by now, this is pretty much an M3 exterior car. So that includes an OEM M3 front bumper, an OEM M3 hood, OEM M3 side skirts, OEM M3 mirrors. I'm not going to wrap those, I'm going to leave those black. Have an OEM M3 rear bumper, and I got the fenders are what's not OEM. The front fenders are actually from a company called Fine Line Tuning. I still need to get the side grills in. I don't know if I want to put them on or not. And then for the rears, they're done by DTM Fiberworks. I get asked that question a lot. What fenders do I run? What fenders do I run? What fenders do I run? There it is, guys. Fine Line Tuning in the front, DTM Fiberworks in the rear. Hopefully I don't get asked that question anymore. Alright, so moving on, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm also running from Mar Bargains. I already messed this one up quite a bit. A CSL rear diffuser, CSL style. It's black fiberglass reinforced plastic with carbon fiber on the diffuser part of it. I'm also running a CSL trunk. I have no idea who makes this trunk, but I like it. It's pretty nice. Just an idea. I freaking love how duckbills are. Just to top it off, I also painted the kidneys black on the outside. The inside, or these parts, these fins, are still the OEM 325 ones. So kind of a cheap thing to do. The paint's not the best, but it looks pretty good. On top of that, pretty much everything chrome on the window trim is also painted black. Again, not the best prep work or condition. There are scratches everywhere. But yeah, everything chrome was pretty much painted black. I have some window tint that I have no idea what percentage it is, so don't ask. I also have some door moldings off of M3. They're a little bit different. The non-M ones are kind of more triangular, I guess you would say. M3 ones are more flat. This one's new and you probably don't know about this one, nor have I shared it. This is a AC Schnitzer style roof wing. I got it off eBay for 20 bucks, I think. Something like that. It's off eBay. It's pretty popular. And it's mounted completely wrong, so don't pay attention to that. I also intend to paint these guys pretty soon. I'm gonna paint them black. Give a little bit more contrast. And finally, the color. So except for that door handle that needs to be wrapped, the color, guys, of this car, and I don't want to give it away, it's Ivory Blue Metallic. Please don't copy us, but it's a really nice color, so I don't blame you if you do. Forgot to mention, let me bust this out for you guys. And you already know this from my last event. I'm running, gotta have the strobes on a drift car. Gotta have it. So those strobes are from LED Glow. The underglow is also from LED Glow. I have a video on that as well. Not the strobes, but whatever. Strobes in the rear. I already forgot. I told myself this multiple times. I'm running a sunroof delete. I don't remember who makes it, so I'll probably just put a text right here. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. Pretty much. If there's anything else that I need to add to this, I'll probably just put it right here. But I think that's it for the most part. So that is it for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe.